Right, guys, good morning. So I did put the link for your Kahoot quiz that we just did in class right now. So if you were in class, we just did our Kahoot quiz for our grammar test. Your grammar test is on Wednesday. So when you guys are ready to take, whenever you guys have some time, I recommend taking this quiz. You just click on this link here and it'll take you there. Take it, practice it as many times as you can so that you guys can work on your review for your grammar. We're gonna move on to lesson 11-8 for math now. So go ahead and get out your math workbooks if you have them. If you don't have your math workbooks, you guys can follow along online. But we are on 11-8.
Look at the table which shows the number of children that went to the museum. How many children went to the museum on Saturday? 894 children went on Saturday. How many children went to the museum on Sunday? 608 children went on Sunday. Let's use this table to find the difference between the number of children at the museum on Saturday and Sunday. You can estimate the difference by finding the nearest hundred. 894 is nearest to which hundred? 894 is nearest to 900. So Saturday has about 900 children. 608 is nearest to which hundred? 608 is nearest to 600. So Sunday has about 600 children. What do you need to do to find the difference? You need to subtract the estimated number who went on Sunday from the estimated number who went on Saturday. When you subtract 600 from 900, you get 300. So 894 minus 608 is about 300. There were about 300 fewer children on Sunday than on Saturday. What if the difference you found was 200? What 2 days would you be comparing? You would be comparing Friday and Sunday. What would you need to do to find a difference of about 200? You would need to subtract the estimated number of children who went to the museum on Friday from the estimated number who went on Sunday. You can see how to use rounding to the nearest hundred to estimate the difference.
All right, let's go ahead and look at our reteaching now. Okay, make sure you guys are following along in the chat. Okay, yes, we are on 11-8, okay? Estimate the difference, 596 minus 221. First, find the nearest hundred. Is 596 closer to 500 or 600? Remember my poem? Does anyone remember my poem? So
more on the floor, go next door and get 10
okay, so that is a poem.
more.
I'm talking about my estimation poem. So 5 wants to know, should they soar up or should they stay at 5? So they're going to ask their next door neighbor 9. Hey 9, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should soar up to 500? I mean, soar up to 600 or stay at 500? So 9 is a big number. So 9 is going to say 5 or more, let it soar. If it was 4 or less, it would say 4 or less, let it rest. So because it's 5 or more, it's going to say let it soar. So that's why 596 is going to be 600. You can also see that 596 is closer to 600 than it is to 500. Okay, what about 221? 221 wants to know, should I soar up to 300 or should I stay at 200? It's going to ask its next door neighbor 2. 2 says 4 or less, let it rest. So it's going to say, I think you should rest. I think you shouldn't move up to 300. I think you should stay as a 200. So now you're going to subtract that. You're going to subtract 600 minus 200, which equals 400. So to estimate 596 minus 221 is about 400. All right, let's go ahead and try that with questions 1 through 4. Estimate each difference. First, find the nearest 100, then circle the estimate that matches the problem. So here we have 502 minus 105 is about what? Well, here, 502 is closer to 500. 105 is closer to 100. So 500 minus 100 equals 400. 609, that's closer to 600. We also know because 4 or less, let it rest. That 0 is going to tell us. So we're going to stay this at 600. And then 403, the 0 is going to tell us 4 or less, let it rest. So can anyone unmute and tell me what is 600 minus 400?
200.
Very good. Okay, how about 511? What is the 1 going to tell us to do? Is it going to tell us to stay at 500 or soar up to 600?
Stay at 500.
Stay at 500. Very good. Now we have the number 298. Ooh, that's closer to another number. The 9 is going to tell us to do what? Soar up to 300 or stay at 200?
Stay at 200. Yeah, 200.
No, 5 or more. Let it
Soar.
soar. So what is the 9 going to tell us to do?
The 9's going to tell us to go up more.
Go up more, soar up to 300. Think about it, guys. 298. If you have $298, you're very close to $300. How many more dollars do you need to get to $300? If you have $298, how many more dollars?
3.
3. Think about it.
2.
2. You only need 2 more dollars to get to 300. So you're much closer to 300 than you are to 200. Okay, now what is 500 minus 300?
200.
Very good. Okay, next one. 881. The 8 in the 10th place is going to tell us, should we soar up to 900 or should we rest at 800? This is 8. So it's 5 or more. Let it
Soar.
soar. And then
Soar.
the 500, well, it already tells us, but the 0 is going to say 4 or less. Let it rest. So what is 900 minus 500?
500.
Think about it.
400.
400. 900 minus 400. If you're not sure, subtract the hundreds place. What's 9 minus 5?
4.
4, and then you add the 2 zeros. All right, you guys are now going to work on the practice. So I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms and you guys are going to estimate. So talk it out. I need one person in each breakout room to share their screen and you guys need to talk it out. So I'm going to have Ava and Sierra to do it. Okay. Thank you, Dimitri, for putting it in the chat. So Ava and Sierra, you're gonna ask her partners, okay? About 200, which of those would give us about 200? Well, 820 is about 800. 205 is about 200. So that would give us 600. 420 is about 400. 196 is about 200. And 400 minus 200 gives us 200. So that's why we circled this one. This one would give us about 200. So you guys are going to work it out, talk it through, figure it out, okay? So that's what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to do questions 1 through 6 in your breakout rooms. All right, okay, guys. Just as a reminder, you need to make sure that when you are in your breakout rooms, you guys are working together and you guys are staying on task, okay? Here are your answers for your practice. Number 2 was the first one, 637 minus 231, because it would have been 600 minus 200. Number 3 would have been the second one, because 916 estimated would be 900. 593 estimated would be 600, and 900 minus 600 equals 300. And then number 4 would have been this one, the first one, because 909 estimated would be 900, 287 estimated would be 300. Marcus has to put about 100 cans on a shelf to finish his job. Which box of cans should he put on the shelf? 112, because that one is going to be the closest to the number 100. 28 would be closer to 0 than 100. 168 is closer to 200, and 193 is closer to 200. Cowhand Dusty put 203 cows inside of the fence. There are 694 cows in the herd. About how many more cows does Dusty need to put inside the fence? You would subtract. 694 is closer to 700. 203 is closer to 200. 700 minus 200 would give you about 500 cows. Let's go ahead and work on our digital quick check together. So let me actually help out Dimitri and one of our other new friends, because I don't think they know how to get there. All right, so scroll all the way down. Do you see where it says Savvis Easy Bridge? Oh, perfect. You already know where to go. Okay, wait, go. Actually, let's see. Awesome. Maybe you did this already. You're going to click on the link for Envision Math, California Common Core. Dimitri, have you done this before? Have you gone to Savvis? How did you know how to get there so quickly?
Well, I had a tutor before you, and we did this before.
Nice.
So this is how I know how to get there.
Perfect. All right. Well, we're going to work on 11-8. If you can do 11-7 and chapter and the social science ones, if you can, because it's just going to always be there. But we're going to work on 11-8. So go ahead and open up that 11-8 assignment. (11-8) digital quick check. Okay, everyone needs to be there. Aaron, I should see you on your digital quick check. Danica, I see you. Ava, good job. Jason, you need to be on your digital quick check. Eva, you're getting there. Kayla, you're getting there. Good job, Maylee. Good job, Sierra. Good job, Russell. So Dimitri, you're going to click on 11-8. We're going to work on 11-8. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We are on 11-8 digital quick check. You guys are going to help me with these answers, all right? We're going to click start.
Which problem matches the estimate? About 200.
Okay, well, 717 is closer to 700. So 700 minus 400 would be 300, so it's not A. B, 733 is closer to 700. 520 is closer to 500. So 700 minus 500 equals 200. So it could be B. Let's make sure. C, 879 is closer to 900. 321 is closer to 300. 900 minus 300 equals 600. So it's not C. And then D, we have 934 is closer to 900. 500 not even a 5 is closer to 600. 900 minus 600 equals 300. So B is the only correct answer. So you can do that mentally in your head. You can also show your work, which I'm going to show you guys for the next one. So B is the answer for question number 1. Okay, they ready?
Which problem matches the estimate? About 400.
Okay, 943. Go ahead and tell me, guys, by unmuting or typing it in the chat. 943, 4 or less, let it what?
Rest.
Rest. So 900 is going to stay 900. 816, 1 is going to say 4 or less, let it
Rest.
rest. So what is 900 minus 800?
100.
So is that going to be our answer? No, because what do we need to
No.
find?
400.
Let's keep going. 883. The 8 is going to say 5 or more.
Let it soar.
Very good. So 883 becomes 900 because it's closer to 900. 619. The 1 is going to say 4 or less. Let it
Rest.
rest. So 600 is going to stay. So what is 900 minus 600?
200.
Try again. 300. So that's not the answer. And then we have 731. The 3 is going to say 4 or less. Let it
Rest.
rest. So 731 is going to stay at 700. 207, 0 is going to say 4 or less. Let it
Rest.
rest. So 207 is going to
Rest.
stay at 200. What's 700 minus 200?
600.
Try again.
500.
500. Come on, guys. You got to get your math. You need to practice your BTBF more. Okay, 620. The 2 is going to say 4 or less.
Let it rest.
Rest.
Let
So
it rest.
620 is going to stay 600. 212, the 1 is going to say 4 or less.
Let it rest.
So 212 stays at 200. What is 600 minus 200?
400.
So what is our final answer?
400.
400 or A, B, C, or D?
D.
D. 620 minus 212 is going to be about 400. It's going to be about 400. We're practicing all of our estimation. Good job, guys. Let's move on.
Rick has read 102 pages. The book he is reading has 329 pages. About how many pages does Rick have left to read?
So we need to estimate 329 minus 102. The 2 is going to tell the 3 to either rest or to soar up. What is the 2 going to tell the 3 to do? Is it going to say stay at 300 or is it going to say soar up to 400?
Soar to 400.
200. Look at this number 2. The 2 is going to tell it to soar up. That's 4 or less. So what is it going to tell it to do? Rest or soar?
Rest.
Rest, because it is the 2 is a small number.
Rest.
Now, what about 102? What would the 0 tell 1 to do?
To let it rest.
Very good. Let it rest. So 102 is closer to 100. What is 300 minus 100?
200.
Very good.
200.
What is your answer? A, B, C, or D?
B.
B.
Which problem matches the estimate? About 500.
So 722 is closer to 700. 534 is closer to 500. What is 700 minus 500, boys and girls?
200. 200.
So it's
200.
because we need to find 500. Okay, 838 is closer to 800. 450, that's right in the middle. But what is our thing? We're gonna say 5 or more.
Let it soar.
Let it soar. So
Let
450
it
becomes 500.
soar.
What's 800 minus 500?
300.
300. It's not gonna be that. Number C. 891 is closer to what number? 9 is gonna say 5 or more.
900.
Let it soar. So
Let it soar.
900. And then what about 277?
300.
300. Seven is gonna say let it soar. What's 900 minus 300?
600.
So it's not gonna be ABCD, so it must be D, but let's make sure. 917 is 4 or less, let it rest.
it
So what is it gonna be, 900 or 1000?
900.
421,
Let
no,
it rest.
he was gonna say let it rest. So is 429 closer to 400 or 500?
400.
So what is 900
400.
minus 400?
500.
500. So what is the
500.
answer?
D.
B. Okay, last question.
Amelia has picked 165 strawberries. She needs to pick 450 strawberries. About how many more strawberries does Amelia need to pick?
Okay, 450, we talked about this. It's right in the middle, but whenever we see the 5, we're gonna say 5 or more.
Let it soar.
So 450 is going to become a what?
500.
All
500.
right, and then 165, the 6 is gonna say 100. I think you should soar up to what?
900.
100 is closer to, what is the number after 1 is 9? No, it's 2. 165 is not closer to 900, it's closer to 200.
400.
What is 500 minus 200, boys and girls?
300.
300. All right, let's see how you guys did. If you need more time, I will be posting this video so you guys can do this later on your own. All right, good job, guys. It is almost 11:15, so let me explain the rest of our day, okay? So we're gonna, at 12 o'clock, I need my ELD students to come back. As a reminder, since we have a few new students. My ELD students are Eknor, Daniel, Eknor and Daniel, okay? Aaron, you don't need to come back, but Eknor and Daniel, you need to come back for ELD. Everyone else, what are you guys doing during ELD time? What should you be working on? Even if we're not in our Zoom meeting, what should you be working on?
Free theory.
Free theory. Then you guys take a break, and then what are we gonna do when we come back at 12:45?
History. And
We're all gonna come back at 12:45 for history. After history, if you're gonna do your art, health, social, emotional learning activity, if you don't remember how to do it, or if you're new, you can watch this YouTube video to explain it. And then after that, you guys are gonna read any book you would like for 20 minutes. All right, guys? So I will see my ELD students at 12. I will see everyone else at 12:45.